Hi everyone, Rach here from Inky Planners. Welcome to this video where I'm going to talk through the planners I'm going to be using for next year. I covered the why in my first video, but essentially I'm going from a Frankenplanned happy planner into a multitude of planners, primarily because I found that I was just not using all the space on the page in the happy planner, and I was ready for a change, and so I decided to go for a Hobonichi cousin. Initially, I'll just back the pony up just a touch. Initially I told myself I had to wait until 2024 to get the cousin. I actually ordered the 5-year and another one I'll show you in a moment first, because I was going to stick it out for one more year with Happy Planner. But in the end I'm like, I'm not going to use the Happy Planner. I might as well get what I want. So I actually managed to sell enough Happy Planner products in a destash group to cover the cost of getting the cousin. So I'm pleased about that. I'm pleased I'm making the change. I'm excited about the change. So I'll just show this quick pile first, because these three planners are for my top secret project that I'm still undecided about whether I'm going to share yet, and if I'm going to share, how I'm going to share it. So I will start at the bottom. So this is actually a big happy notes, and this is my resource folder, if you like. I got the big because then I could just directly print stuff out and not worry about having to resize things, and so this has all my notes for the current projects, for future projects, for resources. A lot of what I will do with this project is actually on the computer, but I'm a pen and paper girl at heart, so I still have a lot of written stuff. I then got a 5-year. This is actually the second 5-year. The first one I'll show in a minute. I got this 5-year because I was interested in recording the progress of this project. If this all takes off and works, I wanted to record the next 5 years. So this is purely recording the ins and outs of how this project goes for me. And I don't have a cover with it because the only cover I like I've already got on the other one. So I thought I would just wait and see what they release over the next few years, and there might be a cover that I like. I didn't like what else was there. And this is a Filofax personal size. Whoops, come down a little bit. And this is I can't remember what's on the front page. I'll just do that. So this is a personal size, and it's got 6 sections, and this is what I call, how will I describe it? It's kind of my scribble book. So I have this beside me, so whenever I get any thoughts about this top secret project, TSP, I can write it, and I have sections for just general brain dump for two of the arms of the project, future stuff, business stuff, and I can just write anything in this, and it's beside me wherever. If I go to the coffee shop or the beach, it fits in a bag and I don't have to carry the big notebook. This won't leave the house. It will just stay in my planner basket until I use it at the end of each day. So these things primarily you won't see at this point in time. I might towards the end of the year do a bit of a flip like this, which will just show how I'm going. So I'm going to move that pile out of the way. So this pile is going to be tricky. So my main planner for next year is the Hobonichi Cousin, and in here is going to be my catch-all in the monthly and the weeklies, and in the dailies is actually going to be the day-to-day stuff for my top secret project. I then have, I'll go down this route. What got me, the first purchases for Hobonichi were actually the 5-year, and look at this beautiful red cover. So this is going to be my personal 5-year, if you like, just recording highlights of each day, any collections or newsworthy items. I got the Aristocrats pencil board, so I didn't want to get another red cover for the other 5-year, so this is the only 5-year. And the other Hobonichi that I got in my initial purchase is actually a day free, and this is actually going to be my reading journal for next year. If you are someone who has seen any of my channels, this is actually the 3rd channel that I run currently. I have a cross-stitching quilting channel, and I have a reading channel. So this is my reading journal, and it's got monthlies in it. Oh, I choose all the ones with things. Oh, looking forward to that. And then just daily pages at the back. So the back will kind of operate like a bullet journal. They're not dated or anything like that. So I think that's probably going to be enough for my reading. I love the free pen that comes with the Hobonichis. I've got 2 now, thankfully. You must not get a free pen with the 5 years, but you do with the day free and the cousin. Okay, so now let's look at what else I'm going on. One of the sections in my Frankenplanned Happy Planner is a collection section, and I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to take all the planning components out of this, and this will purely become the collections part of my planning system. So because there won't be room in the cousin to do anything like that. I'm sorry, this keeps bumping every now and again. I think it's because of that. So this will become all the collections, the things that you want to keep going on for once you're no longer in the current year. If you have watched any of my videos in the past, you may have seen this. This is actually my garden planner, and this will just stay the same. Other than putting a few things in the calendar, this will just stay the same. I'm introducing, you will have seen this already hopefully, depending on how I set them up. I feel like this camera needs to have been out a little bit further, but I'm not going to try and fiddle while I'm recording. So this is my ink journal. So this is where I'll record the pens I'm using, the inks I'm using, the hauls, a little swatch of the haul, those sorts of things. And then this is what I call my scribble book. And this is just it's an A5 size blank. I prefer blank sheets. I'll just show you sideways. So I keep this is the same principle as the Filofax. I keep this beside me wherever I'm watching videos or anything like that, and anything that comes to mind, anything that, like, this is ink samples I want to get, I've got how I'm going to use, trying out ideas for the daily pages in the cousin, all of that sort of scribble stuff all goes in here. And then I transfer anything relevant into its relevant location. So I'll just get that out of the way. I also have coming a Hobonichi Weeks. I decided that if I'm going to start this channel again, I need to get back into planning my social media a bit more. It's all become a bit lax over these last few months, so I decided that while I could use something like this, which means I've got to rule it all up, let's just try a week's as well. So I have ordered a week, so that will also come into my pile of things, and I will use that purely for my social media planning. So there'll be things from the garden journal, there'll be things from the reading journal, from the social media journal, diary, planner, whatever you want to call them, that will all feed into the monthlies in the Hobonichi. And this will give me the overview. This monthly spread will give me an overview of everything. I'm sorry, I feel like this is shaking a lot. Anyway, so I haven't really started setting this up yet. I have done the calendar that has the 2022 calendar up here, which I have just covered up with a page with the New Zealand holidays, and I've tried out. I don't know how well this will show up until I see it on the screen. There are some random green dots with the dot markers there, so that's just noting the public holidays. I'm going to try this as a habit tracker, this sort of calendex, I don't know what you actually call it, spread, but this is going to be a habit tracker, and that's about all I've done so far. Oh no, I've done this. Let me just take that sticky away. These are some stickers that I got from somewhere. I might say it's Once More with Love, but I can't remember because I've thrown the pack back away. Yeah, that's just a countdown. So I'm going to start using this in December. There are no December weeklies or daily pages, but I can use this page, and I'm going to do that. So anyway, that is that. I will just stick that sticky back there. So I think that is covering everything. I plan to do plan with me's for the weeklies. The dailies I will probably just flick through until I've decided whether I'm going to share what I'm doing with that. So we'll just see. So there'll be a Hobonichi cousin, there'll be a Hobonichi weeks, and you will see the... I don't tend to show the reading journal a lot. I will show it on my reading channel, but I'll do a flick through. If I do, say, a 6-monthly flick through of how the planners are working, I'll flick through it then. And the same with this. I won't show this on a regular basis, but I'll do a flick through to show all the pretty orange ink. Except that now that I'm potentially... pause for one moment. Okay, where was I? Now that I'm getting into the whole, you know, ink thing, there's a part of me... Oh, you're not going to go back in there. There's a part of me that thinks I want to change the ink every month, and there's a part of me that's like, no, you were going to do orange all year, stick to that. So I don't know how that's going to go yet, but we will find out. Okay, I think that is everything. Those are the planners. The next sort of videos that you'll see on the channel probably will be more of the fountain pen type, until we get later into December when I start setting things up for the first spread. I think the first weekly is actually the 26th of... Oh, that's the weekly. Yeah. So 26th of December is actually the first week. So I will record a video of that before Christmas, setting up this week. Sort of, I've got an idea of how I want to use the page, so we'll lay it out and then I'll just keep evolving it over time. So there we go. Right, I shall leave you for now. Feel free to hit the subscribe button if you want to follow Fountain Pen Goodness and Hobonichi Planner Goodness, with a few other things thrown in on the side. And I will catch you again in another video very shortly. Thanks for now. Bye.